Now right there, if you hold it down a little, you kind of get it, but the thing is you have to time it. You actually have to choose, you have to memorize how the sound works so that you end up letting go just before the music starts, or you kind of ruin it for yourself. See? That's the only thing I'm going to complain about, that I'm going to protest on. And even then, I'm not really protesting very much. Holy crap. And these coins have wonderful detailing on them. They've got wonderful texture on them. It's really, really nice. Whoa! And they're actually heavy. Like, these weigh as much... These actually weigh more. They're bigger than a $50. Not that they really make $50 nowadays. They've tried to make $50 how many times in the last, 5, 6 decades in the United States? Anyways, these are actually bigger and heavier than a $50. So, yeah, that's pretty awesome. What's in there? The other complaint I've heard people complain about is that the two decals that go across the top and the bottom, this one covers up a screw hole. Which, by the way, why do you need to worry? So, maybe ideally they could have, and I've actually seen this on something like that Diamond Select Toys Enterprise that I have over there that I showed you guys over an hour ago. That actually has screw hole covers on it that you can actually put in. It's just little pegs, you stick it in there, and then that's it. And then, just whatever. So, they could have done that here. At the very least, they could have done it here. Because, I mean, who's going to take this thing apart? You're more likely to get an exchange than you are a... I wonder what happens if you don't touch it for a while. You're more likely to get an exchange, difficult as it is to get one of these things, by the way. You're more likely to get an exchange rather than to get the one that you bought fixed and then have them send it back to you. So, yeah, I mean, it does... I can't really say it interferes with the appearance back here, but I'm not going to make an issue of it. I mean, right here is the only place I'd really make an issue because there's a decal covering a space, which Bandai America should know better by now. But I suppose that screw is the only place they could put that. So, but yeah, I mean, they actually recreated the way the Jew Ranger Dino Buckler, I think it's called. They recreated that. It's very nice. Wow, that was a very awesome click. And then, flip it around. Okay, that's what I was wondering about, is if this would turn. It does a little, but you kind of have to work for it. And the answer is... no, you cannot put it in when it's open. Oops. So you have to have it closed in order for it to fit on there. Yeah, I've been doing it way down here. You guys probably can't see it. Yeah, you have to have this closed in order to fit it on here. God, that's wonderful. Okay. Was it 30 pounds and $2 plus is what I am. There is no curve whatsoever on this thing. There should be a curve. If this is for ages 15 and up, it needs to fit a 15-year-old, okay? So the question is, will this fit me? And I'm not wearing a belt. Actually, hang on a second. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the shooting shelf unedited. This is usually what it looks like. All of these toys usually get placed over on the bed, which is over there. So, yeah. I have to be really careful. But you weren't expecting to see my fat ass. Well, guess what? You're not seeing my fat ass, you see my big belly. So yes, 2 bills right here. 2 bills plus. I usually don't wear a belt, but I can tell you right now it does absolutely fit. Nice and snug. It's a tight fit, though. It's not going to slip side to side. So I don't think the clips are going to break, because they're actually molded in. I can feel the clips are actually molded in right there, so that's not going to be an issue. Pull it out like that. Actually, no. Pull it out left-handed, Ava. Left-handed. Get in there. Boy, it's really stingy about that. Let's see. How do you do this? Whoops. Pull it down, pull out. Take the time to flip your fingers around. And pull that out, close this up. Nanny. That's sealed, that's sealed. Okay. So, that's the biggest belt buckle I've ever worn in my life. I mean, ever. And I've got an entry plug up my ass. Wonderful. And yes, by the way, there were plenty of... You can use these for more than just entry plug displays. There were plenty of those jokes floating around. Please don't make any more just because I said that. So anyways, yeah, it will fit. I don't know why that was... Okay, so it looks like the handle is the thing that makes it loose. Yeah, so that's not bad. Yeah, but it's obviously much more solid this way. Pull it out like this. Take the time to flip your fingers around and... You know, I kind of wish it had different sounds on it, other than just the morph, but does it really need different sounds? I'm kind of glad it doesn't say like Jason, Trini, Billy, Zach, and Kimberly on there. Maybe even Tommy. I doubt it'll say Tommy. The question has come up whether or not the, whether they're gonna, A, they're gonna make a Dragon Coin, and B, they're gonna make a Green Ranger Morpher. It's possible. I'm not going to get it. It would be nice, but I doubt I would get it, because they already gave us a diecast metal version. I doubt. The only way, I think the only way they'll do this, they'll do the Green Ranger Morpher, is if they actually do the Megazord with diecast metal. That's the only, really the only way you can do to justify it. I mean, it'll look the same, it'll act the same, but it'll have a Megazord, or it'll have, yeah, they'll have the Megazord coin, and then it'll have this. So, I don't know. Are you going to paint these up? I wouldn't recommend it, because these are very valuable just the way they are. Yeah, it's not a very solid fit. And literally you can just twist down or twist up and it'll pop out. However, the reverse is not true. It actually takes some effort. How does that latch on there? Yeah, I wonder if maybe these clips on the inside here. There's actually a plastic clip on the inside right there. I have no idea what the focus level is right now. I can't tell. But there's a little clip on the inside there that it wraps around these things. Oh, sure, there's indents on there. Okay. So yeah, like I said, this way it's very solid. Very solid. But you pull it out. Set up. Yeah. So it's going to be a little loose this way. So don't try and cosplay with this thing, because it will pop out. Awesome. Just looking at the detail on these, it's fantastic. The fur on the Mastodon. And it's not... I don't know what the original Power Coins were, and I'm sure there are plenty of other reviewers out there who have reviewed them already. I love the fact that the animals go beyond, some piece of the animal goes beyond the edge of the coin here. It's not just a picture inside of a ring, but they actually go outside of the ring. That's really neat. Like I said, I didn't have the original Power Coins, and I haven't seen the originals for quite some time. I'll say this, Ben and America. This was probably the best thing you could have done to mark the 20th anniversary. I mean, nobody saw this coming. We saw this in 2010, but we all knew that it was kind of killing time until Saban Brands was able to get their head wrapped around Samurai Sentai Shinkenger, and then they could start producing Samurai. So, like, this is what we thought the anniversary was going to be. The 20th anniversary. I mean, it's like, okay, yeah, we got it, and maybe we'll get a reissue. You know, maybe that's what will happen. Maybe we'll get a reissue of some kind, and that'll be about it. You know, a reissue of that, not of the original one I showed you earlier. So, but this is just totally out of left field, or is it right field? This is totally out of left field. This is so. It's such a wonderful idea. A wonderful idea. Now, I'm not saying that every single Morpher now ever needs an update. I'm sure everybody has their favorites. I mean, for me, it was next to this one, probably my very favorite Power Rangers Morpher. I'm not including Super Sentai because I converted in 2003, if you can call it that. But my favorite Power Rangers Morpher is actually, this is probably my second favorite, but my absolute favorite, unquestionably, is the Zeonizer from Power Rangers Zeo, which I've already described previously was the only reason I hadn't reviewed it yet is because the wrist straps were too small. Like there's like a 1/4 inch of Velcro holding on, and that's just not good enough for review. And I'm really having to tighten down. You know that thing the kids do in school where they kind of squeeze on your wrist bones and then it's like, ow, that hurts. You know, they do that thing. Well, that's basically what I have to do. I can't have the wrist straps down here. I have to have them at my wrist, and like that actually starts hurting. I've been trying to find an alternative. But like I said, if Bandai America, if you really want to do the anniversary thing, and this is just my personal preference, make the Zeonizer. Let's see, can you guys see it? The Zeonizer is located right there in 2 pieces. And by the way, yeah, this is the first time you guys have ever seen this. You see, it pays to be an AVA Unit 4, signed up with AVA Unit 4A's YouTube channel, as opposed to Collection DX, where you're not going to get to see any of this shit. But anyways, yeah, the Zeonizer is over there. So, yeah, by the way, name how many of you can name every single one of these pieces here? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, done. Anyways, the Zeonizer would be my next choice. If Bandai America ever decided to make another Morpher, it wouldn't even have to be diecast metal. Just the thing about the... Let me go get it. Hang on. The thing about the Zeonizer... First of all, it's a 2-part device. It was the first one. It was not a single piece. This is the Morpher right here. No questions asked. Yeah, it had the little, and whether you notice this or not in the show, the coins they actually took the coins out of their Morphers, and they became the power crystals that they then put down into the thing. But you didn't really notice that. With the Zeonizer, it was kind of different, because this is the Zeo crystal. This is the Zeo subcrystal right here, which is somehow animated by this thing. There's this whole prism effect that they have in the toy. You put it here and it shines through. Like, if you ever wondered what this was for, that's what it was for. Let's see, how did I... Goes this way. There actually is a certain way you put the crystal in. But anyways, just to the story is... It's a 2-part device, but I like it because it's interacting between the 2 pieces. Each piece has its own function. It's not this just has the electronics and then this does something. No, you actually have to put the 2 together. But my big problem is that, which is nothing at all what we heard in the show. Nothing at all. Even in Choriki Sentai O Ranger, which is what Zeo was based off of, that's not the sound that they even had over in Japan. Now, to be fair, they hadn't quite gotten to the part in role-play toys where the toys sounded the same as they did in the show. Like, they hadn't quite gotten to that point. So that's kind of limiting. But absolutely, I would love to see, like I said, dream come true. I would love to see another I would love to see an updated Zeonizer. You know, like I said, slightly larger. Do the die-cast metal in here. Like, this piece right here, die-cast metal. That right there. That's die-cast metal. And you can feel it when this thing pops up. You can feel the whole thing just lurches like that. It's awesome. And then the crystal, I don't know how else you would do it, but if you can, don't reissue it, but do, you know, work on the wrist straps, because like I said, these wrist straps are really tiny for me. But I would absolutely adore seeing a Zeonizer updated. Not a brand new version. Well, not a version that looks completely different, but I want it to function. I want it to look the same. I want it to function the same. You put the two together, and that's what I want. That's what I love. Like I said, the Zeonizer is probably my absolute favorite Morpher ever. It's also one of the very few henshin devices I actually own. This is now added to the collection. But yeah, I would love to see a Zeonizer. What else? Damn it. Now I've got the Mystic Force theme going through my head. The damn theme song. I hate that thing. And the reason I've got that going through my head right now is because the Magiphone, the Mystic Morpher it's called, is probably my second, one, two, let's see, how's this work? 1, 2, 3, 4, I guess. So this is my this is my third favorite henshin device ever. That'd be kind of cool. I doubt they would do this as an updated version, just because Mystic Force wasn't very popular. But to be fair, this is pretty awesome toy, so I wouldn't mind seeing this get an updated either. That would be pretty sweet. I mean, literally, the only problem with it was lightweight, and the joint in here had a tendency to be a little too loose, because you couldn't really flip it around, because if you did, and there was also how you deploy the second half here, so there was a little bit of mechanical issue in here. I understand what they were trying to do. I'm not reviewing the Magiphone. So yeah, I'd like to see him review this. My absolute top, unquestioned, all-time favorite Morpher, though, henshin device, got to be the Excellular, which I don't know what this is called, the Overdrive Morpher, or whatever this thing is called in Operation Overdrive. I don't care. Nobody liked Operation Overdrive anyways. This thing is my absolute unquestioned top favorite, just because it's got a lot of keys, but it's not unlimited the way this thing is, because, you know, this is magic and this is kind of locked down, so the codes are kind of limited. But I love the fact that it's not your typical cell phone. It doesn't really act like a cell phone, except for the fact that you talk down here, you listen up here, and there's a keypad, and it kind of looks like that. But you don't think of it as a cell phone. You know, it's a device. I really think of it as an item changer rather than as a cell phone changer. I mean, yes, it is a cell phone changer, but how many cell phones are you aware of? I'm only aware of one real actual cell. I'm actually aware of only one actual cell phone that has a screen that turns side to side. So yeah, God, I would love. And then, you know, have all the silver parts be the die-cast metal. I would love to have this thing be updated as well. That would be fantastic. And yes, it would have to come with the Excellular holder as well. And some spare Boken chips as well. So, yeah. Those are the Morphers I'd love to see. Ideally, I would love to see these Morphers be updated. And like I said, everybody has their favorites. There's the not Astromorphers, whatever they were called. There was those things that a lot of people like. Some people like the Growl phone, which, I'm kind of indifferent to those. Oh, the Dino Thunder Morphers were actually pretty neat. It's a wrist-mounted device. It's a good old wrist-mounted device, and you could actually swap out the heads, and then each one had a different sound effect on it, depending on which plate was in place. That would also be a nice one. That would benefit. Like, you could have each of the Dino heads would be die-cast metal, that was painted over, or you could have the device itself would have the die-cast metal in it. So this is a very good place to start. And like I said, dream come true. Bandai America probably has no intention of doing this, but I would like to see them continue doing updated versions. They could not have picked a better choice. They really, really couldn't have. There's so much amazing built into this. Yeah, I have my problem with the fact that it doesn't. Is this on? Oh yeah, it does that thing. Holy shit, it does that thing. But and like I said, there's the 8-bit Power Rangers theme in there, which, okay, that's nice. But like I said, the only problem there's two problems. One, this is upside down. One, it's a little loose when it's like this, and two, and really it's personal preference. I wish that the sound effect for the Henshin, or the morph, had been like a little more like the sound effect you heard in the show. Speaking of which, I wonder, by the way, if that's not in some way related to copyright issues. Like maybe they couldn't, like they've got the original Morpher, they've got the wrist communicator sound, and they've got rights to the song, obviously, but I wonder if maybe they couldn't get access to that particular sound effect, which was, maybe that was an issue. Maybe that's why they can't put it in here, so they had to kind of come up with an alternative. That would be my guess. So yeah, the Legacy Morpher, good deal. Very, very good deal. Like I said, probably a little loose. That's the only thing I would complain. That's the only thing I'm going to label. Officially, my only problem is it's loose here. Unofficially, I wish I had a different sound effect for the morph sequence. So, what are you gonna do? Okay, third complaint. Wasn't there some way we could have put the other coins in here? There's plenty of space in there. Like, you could have flipped open one side and stuck the coins in there. You know, that could do that. But this is just fine the way it is. Just fine. I'm not complaining, folks. I'm really, really not complaining at all. That was one of the greatest things they could possibly have done to celebrate that 20th anniversary. I can't imagine what they're going to do for 30. Whew. What's Super Sentai going to be like in 10 years? Supposedly, I find this hard to believe, but supposedly the reason they're putting so much effort into Power Rangers Megaforce and Super Megaforce, God, those names. The reason they're putting so much effort into it is supposedly this is the last series ever of Power Rangers. Why is that not going in? I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what I've been hearing. I don't know why, but that's what I've been hearing. So, are we even going to get a 30th anniversary? I don't know. It's too early to say. It all depends on how profitable Super Sentai remains. And honestly, Super Sentai has not been doing some good things lately. Like honestly, the last series, even Kaizoku Sentai Go Kaiju, which was the 35th anniversary for Super Sentai, even that had some issues with it. So it wasn't a big hit. It was more for the nostalgia thing. But unfortunately, with all the behind-the-scenes riffs that are happening with Power Rangers Super Megaforce, as far as hiring actors who want to come back, actors who have moved on to other things and don't want to come back, that just might kill Super Megaforce as far as I'm concerned. So if this is the end, then I don't know. It's difficult to say how it's going to end and if this truly is the last one. It's too early to say. I hope they do continue it. I think that Power Rangers is a wonderful franchise, despite all the bitching I do about the cheap-ass toys and the stupid decisions that they often make. I still have respect for it. I still have hope for it that one day it will be a series that is respectful. I think that Power Rangers Samurai got pretty darn close to being respectful. The problem is, it wasn't budget. Budget was not Samurai's problem. It was more about acting and directing, and it was from what I understand, it was more about acting and writing than it was about production value. I think the production value on Samurai was the fine of any of the others. And honestly, I thought that SPD and Dino Thunder were some of the best seasons too. I should probably just give up here. I'm getting off topic here, and how long have I been at this? A lot longer than 16 minutes, I'll tell you that. So yeah, Legacy Power Morpher, very much worth the hype. Very, very much worth the hype. No problems there whatsoever. Oh, and I just learned an interesting little secret. It won't be, like, you have to work at it to pull it out until you do this, and then it comes loose really easily. That's interesting. I didn't know that. Okay. So it's actually more solid like that, and the lever... Interesting. Okay. So yeah, Legacy Morpher. Get it while you can. Absolutely. Believe it or not, I actually sent an email off to Bandai America when I called that Toys R Us a month ago, and I said, are you guys still making them? And they said that yes, we are still making them, but it's up to the distributors. In other words, it's up to the online, it's up to ToysRUs.com and the Toys R Us physical stores. It's up to them to decide where the Morphers go. So they are going to continue producing them. They didn't tell me how long, but they did say we are continuing to produce them and distribute them, but it's up to Toys R Us. So if you're not getting them, if you're not getting them in your location, I would strongly recommend calling them, ask them to transfer them from one store to another, and keep that demand up. If you keep that demand up, that fan demand, if you keep that going, Bandai America will continue to produce them. I suspect it's entirely possible they'll produce these for an entire year. So that should be a good amount of time. Undoubtedly, somebody, and I say this with also, not to poke fun or anything, but some poor sucker probably won't get this even though they want to. I was lucky. I consider myself lucky that I got this thing, and because like I said, the closest one a month ago was in California, and then all of a sudden 2 of them show up in Everett. So I was very lucky there. But absolutely, try and get your hands on this thing, on both of them, really. This has kind of been a combined review, or unboxing. Technically, this is an unboxing, but it turned into a little more than that. By design, I suppose. So, it's up to you whether you want to get it or not. Can you guys even see it? Nope, you can't really. Okay, let's try this again. It's very much up to you if you want to get this or not. The Diecast metal makes it worth it. It's $62, so... But the big nostalgia factor is the fact that we've got an upgraded, improved Power Morpher with Diecast coins and Diecast on the thing itself. It's not just that they were... These are not vacuum metallized. These are metal, okay? Listen to that. Okay, that is $60 worth of metal right there. That is very much worth it. Yeah, it's a little loose here, but I've already gone over that. So, very much get the Legacy Morpher if you can. This is optional. It's difficult to say. I mean, it's the Zord Builder system, but it's got Diecast metal on it. So, really, it's a gimmick, but like I said, I've already run over that already. I'm starting to repeat myself now. It is now 12:53 a.m. So technically it's no longer the same day I bought these things. I'm going to go to bed. I'm going to upload these tomorrow, something like that. Well, actually I'm going to upload them today because you're actually watching them today. I don't care. This is AV Unit 4A saying thanks for tuning in.